Greetings to you. I have a little Christmas story to tell you on behalf of the Aryan Benevolent Home. It's entitled The Lonely Little Burro. It was a night of a million stars. A little burro was huddled in the corner of a makeshift pen. Its mother had just been sold to a camel driver. She had tried with all her might to take her little burro with her, but the camel driver said he would not keep anyone who could not do a day's work. Why should a scrawny little scrub of a burro be eating his hay? The burro tried to tag along behind his mother, but was beaten back with the camel driver's staff, and so it had to return to the other animals that also did not have buyers. Unlike him, they were too old to work and no one would buy them. Besides, they had no time to bother about a little burro, being preoccupied with their own worries of old age and sickness. So they shunned the little burro. Eventually, a man came in and brought some hay for the animals. Eagerly, the burro got up from its little corner and sniffed it hungrily. Just then, it heard the man say sharply to his son, "I told you to put that little fellow out. We have no food for him." The little son said, "But Dad, he is so small, he will not eat much." To this the father angrily shouted, "Get him out, I say!" And he picked up a stick, beat the little burro, and pushed him out of the gate. The burro stood quite bewildered, not knowing which way to go. Where was he to go if no one wanted him? Thoughts of his loving mother came to it again and again. Why couldn't I be as beautiful as my mother? It knew that she loved him even though he was not attractive. It was very small and had legs that were crooked. The burro looked back at the other animals inside, and then sadly it trudged down the little road, away from what had been its home. It was hungry, and more than that, it was lonely. The hunger of the body is easier to bear than the hunger of the heart. Slowly he plodded on. There was no hurry because there was nowhere to go. It kept thinking to itself, "My heart is so good. I love everybody. I am strong enough to carry someone. Why can't I be useful?" Then something unusual struck him. There was the feeling of great joy in the air as he thought this. The sky seemed brighter. All at once, up ahead on the road, he saw two people, a man and a woman. The woman was sitting on a large stone on the roadside, trying to get her breath. The man tried to do whatever he could to make her comfortable. Although his recent experience had made the burro afraid of people, curiosity made him go forward towards them. He was now close enough to hear them speak. "Mary, you cannot go on in this condition. Bethlehem is still far away." "I will be all right in a while, Joseph. I just needed a short rest." The burro liked the way the two spoke to each other. It thought, "This lady is so pretty." The little burro stood still and wondered at her beauty. It appeared as though the sunlight had got caught in the lady's hair and shone all around her head. It went closer to get a better look. Just then, the lady spotted it. "Why, Joseph, look at what God has provided for us to ride upon." The little burro felt heartened, hoping that he had found a friend. The lovely lady patted its grizzled head and tried to smoothen out that bristly knot on the top of its head. "Look, Joseph, isn't he so beautiful?" The burro could not believe its ears. Surely she was not talking about him. It knelt down in order to make her climb upon its back a little easier. The lady was delighted, although the man was a bit doubtful as he saw how unsteady the animal was. But the burro was very happy and determined to prove to the world that it also could do something useful. With every step it took, its confidence grew. He was now a proud little burro with 2 friends and an important job to do. Joseph had never seen such an unsteady guide in a donkey. But he kept quiet, lest the little animal may lose whatever confidence it had. The 3 of them were approaching Bethlehem. It had seemed so far away, but with the burro's help, they were already there. Leaving Mary and Burro outside, Joseph stepped into a noisy inn. The innkeeper said that he had no room, but offered to let his visitors stay in the stable at the back of the inn. Joseph was all too pleased for whatever accommodation he could get. He was happy that he had a place where Mary could get some much needed rest. It was also warmer inside the stable because of all the hay. And of course, it was a lot quieter. Mary climbed down the burro's back rather tiredly, but carefully. Now that it had done its work, the burro went outside into the biting cold and huddled up against the stable wall. After a few minutes, Joseph opened the door of the stable and came out calling for it. "It is rather cold out there. Come on, inside. You can sleep on the hay in that corner." And so saying, Joseph took the little animal inside the warm stable. There the little burro, being utterly exhausted by his adventure, quickly went to sleep. For a while, everything was quiet. At around midnight, Joseph came to wake the burro up. "Come, my little friend, see now what we have to show you." Rather shyly, the little burro got up from his spot on the hay, with bits of hay all over it, looking more like a porcupine than a donkey. It followed Joseph to the other end of the stable, which was bathed in a bright light. The light shone all about Mary. The little burro felt a thrill as it walked eagerly towards this beautiful, glowing light. As it came close, he wondered, "What is that she is holding in her arms?" "Come over here, little friend," said Mary. "See the holy babe that we have brought forth this night." The little burro could not believe his eyes. Where there had been 2, there were now 3 friends. Mary looked fondly down at the baby in her arms as he slept. She slowly and carefully laid him down on the straw in the manger, and his little hand hung down out of the makeshift crib in which he lay. Her attention now turned to the burrow. You belong to us now, little burrow. Let me see, what shall we call you? She thought for a moment and then said, I know. We will call you Humility, because you are so shy and because you do not know your real worth. We would never have reached here tonight had it not been for you. You shall always be a part of our family now. The little burrow was thrilled, but did not know how to express its gratitude and joy. How could it say thank you? It walked over to the holy babe and licked his little hand. Look, Joseph, Humility is making friends with our babe. He shall be the baby's playmate. Now the little burrow began to feel warm and happy, and because all its problems had been solved at last, he lay down at Mary's feet and ate as much hay as it felt like on that first Christmas Eve of the world.